It's been quite some time since I've made one of these guys. Hello YouTubers, this is Anibifire. I started this playlist and series Community Concerns because I have more time to research. If you've missed past week's installments, they were put into a playlist that could be started much like a podcast when you're evaluating if you actually believe that after breaking the PU for 2 months, if 319 is the hero that we do not deserve. Consider bookmarking it and checking in every once in a while to get caught up to date with what the community is talking about. And if you find it fun, please do me a favor and share it with a friend or orgmate. Starcitizen Spectrum has a reputation for being the butthole of discussion for our game project. I do, however, find value in combing through with my bullshit deflectors set to maximum. Today is the 2nd of May, 2023, my birthday to be specific.
Oh, happy birthday, noob.
I do try to do these on Tuesdays, choosing topics that are well presented and have a good banter back and forth. We begin with the threads. Magic01 posted, Squadron 42 with a question mark. They began by saying that they are here mainly for the MMO and not this campaign. The problem from their perspective is that the pledge for Squadron 42 is
Dark Spike!
Bring it down hard.
Thank you, bro.
Someday.
What are you doing?
Dance off, bro.
I always win. I always win in the dance-off. Always. I do, Pepe. No, you're not a better dancer than me. He's a little bit better of a dancer. All right. You're a little bit better of a dancer.
separate, and in addition to the cost of playing the PU. But the money and development for the game, for the MMO, is being pushed to the part that they don't want. They're tired of waiting, saying that they don't feel that any visible progress has been made since 2018. They cited a bunch of red flags for them, and they appreciate that no spoilers is important, but
hot.
show us proof of life. They want the blocker that is allegedly preventing the MMO to be done and shipped and gone, so that we can get on to the part that they want. Citizen Investigate something copy-pasted the last monthly report for Squadron 42 saying, "Are you not entertained?" Magic01 rebutted spot on that these monthly reports are generic and despite having many words are actually lacking a lot of information, really.
What we've been talking about, we just talked about it on the Inside Star Citizen review. We just talked about where the lens is being focused right now, how it wasn't the dev's fault that was making the track. You know, that dude's doing work. He's a developer, one of the many in Cloud Imperium, but it's the fault of the people that decide to focus this lens on the wrong things right now. We need talks about economic gameplay. Can I get an amen?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Can I get an
you.
amen?
We need to see Tony again so he can actually say, this is what I've been working on in regards to economic gameplay. Can I get an amen?
Yes, sir. Can I get an amen?
This is where the lens needs to shift to PvEers to give them more depth than just mission running. It needs to give them more depth, more economic gameplay where it actually means something, where numbers are tangible. Can I also get an amen, my brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Can I
you.
get an amen?
Our voices need to elevate, and we need to send the message out, and we need to say it over and over again. Thank you, Jilted. Let's get it out there in a polka.
Du hast mich.
I like it.
Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt. Und ich hab nicht gesagt.
Such a better dancer than you, Pepe. I'm such a better dancer than you. Thank you. Thank you, Jilted.
They sound good, but there's really nothing in there. They could have been written by an AI. Maybe they were written by an AI. Jake, are you slacking off? You will never know how close to arriving to your destination if you don't know where you are.
Yeah,
and if
also, Aether, the flip side of the coin is right. And there are channels dedicated to that. Very right as well, Aether. But here's the thing. I think what Noob's talking about is the whole macro picture, the whole look at it. And again, I really think what's being talked about here is where the lens needs to be focused. And by that, I mean where we, the gamer, can see what it is that we want to see now, transparently. And I think that's really what the focus is. You see what I did there? Oh my goodness. I'm a pretty smart guy.
nobody tells you where and how far you're going. Jokes aside, this entire thread has to do with something that has bothered me for quite some time. Is it launching this year?
It's okay,
Is that
Aether.
a
I
secret?
understand,
Is
dude.
it
And you
next
know
year?
what?
Is it the year after that?
It's not easy being a content
Will any
creator,
of the
you
main
know, bro.
cast still be alive when we get our first opportunity to play Squadron
He's
42?
usually very
Will this be
precise,
a
but
memorial? Will I be
think
alive?
that's what he means.
You know, many backers replied
Will I
that
be
they
alive?
want it to release perfect, or at least that there was a general consensus that it needed to be good. And if it takes 10 years to finish, that's better than releasing buggy soon. And I agree with that. My question is, if it was supposed to launch in 2016, can we not expect to launch good and soon? What are your thoughts? Did you back for Squadron, PU, or both?
PU. Put a 1 if you did Squadron 42. Put a 2 for the PU and put a 3 for both. If you're watching live, do that right now. Me, I'm a 2. I really did this for the open world sandbox, for the MMO, for that experience that I would get just playing in that, because I'm more player-to-player oriented. That's just me. But yeah, there's a lot of 3s that wanted the Squadron 42. And listen to me, you know, I'm not against Squadron 42. I actually think it's cool because I played Wing Commander and I love replayability. I love games with replayability. I like single player games that are replayable to the point where it's like days and days worth of gameplay, where I can explore different like avenues based upon choices. That's why I loved Wing Commander, and I'm looking forward to that in Squadron 42. I really am, because that's really the only way I like to play single player games. It reminds me of like the old choose your own adventure books for us old school guys that remember, you know, flipping to page 13 because page 5 told you to flip to it when you made the decision to jump off the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's for old school members.
When do you think it's going to release? Comment in the comments. Next, Showy posted that they had a fantastic play session. They logged into the PU and nothing glitched. Performance was solid, and then they noticed that they were 1 of 1 in the entire server, and this went on for a couple hours, and they had a great time.
Me too, dude.
I had a similar experience 6 years ago.
Oh,
we used to be able to
is there a
operate
slide
or
over? I didn't even
hack
know that
the
trip.
2.0 version of the PU to play offline. I think it was
That's
2.5. Anyways,
don't generally
if you
learn
didn't
new
remember,
things, so
at that
thank you,
time,
Trip.
the PU was operating at around 10 frames per second, maximum, no matter what kind of computer you had. By running offline, everything finally made sense, as the motion blur wasn't just a motion smear, light looked correct, doors worked perfectly, smoke looked correct. So I know the game looks great now, and I promise you that I believe the developers when they say that AI actually works, but we have T-posing because the servers can't keep up. Everything is built for a server that we don't have yet. It's not some sort of God patch, but when the servers allow for it, I'm very confident that the game and gameplay will be better. Ascar jokingly said, 60 million single-player server, question mark? Perhaps a cynical perspective found mostly in truth, though. Some had suggested that if CIG restored a lower server player cap, it might improve player playability. And I agree, that would offload, but I don't know how I feel about the suggestion, as it makes sense in general, but would be seen as a massive step backwards. What say you? Would you trade a lower player cap if you knew it would result in noticeable improvements in performance?
I think temporarily, yes. I think temporarily, yes. I think Coop says no. This is why I love this channel. I think, listen, here's where I think we're at. We're at a very, very difficult time. And I, like, this is interesting because as a gamer I say no, but let me tell you, this is interesting because all of you are answering no and the gamer in me says no, but I'm going to tell you why I say yes temporarily. Because as a business dude, as somebody in the game dev world that can see the torches being lit, that can see people starting to get angry where we're at, especially like newer kiddos to the game that don't realize how long we've been in this journey. Like, as a company, I would kind of be like, I'd release a little bit of that pressure and I'd be like, okay, temporarily, we're going to maybe give you a better playing experience right now since everybody's having such a shite time temporarily. But again, you know, I get it. You guys are just like hardcore gamers and I absolutely love that because I am too. But damn it, I'm thinking like if I were in the business, if I were in Cloud Imperium and I saw all these people starting to get mad and angry, what would I do? Would I just say F them? you know, be damned, you know, like they got to be careful too. Like there's a balance on how they've got to like position themselves, you know, as publicly. They got to be careful about how, you know, like too many people start to light the torches and stuff. A lot of people start getting angry. It filters into the company right through the devs' eyes. They all watch this. They all watch these videos from certain content creators, myself and others. They see the voices. They want to hear you guys. And when it gets really loud like this, it's very stressful in there. That's why I think Jared was so stressed out looking at Inside starcitizen tonight. I think he was just stressed out because of all these voices, you know. It can weigh on devs. It can weigh on people in the industry.
Comments in the comments. That's what they're for. Next, Citizen Weed
I don't think that's true. Starlet's like, woo! Hold on, Starlet's coming in hot. She's like, DG, I really think they don't care much as long as the funding continues. What do you think about that? I'm pushing this. Boom! Boom, DG, take it. Listen. Was I doing an accent? Listen, I probably was. I speak in many different tongues. That was not right. That's not good. Okay, sorry. Listen, I'm going to tell you this, Starlet. I think they listen a little bit more than you might think. I think they do. I think they have to. I think they have to. There's sometimes they'd like to block it out and be like, la, 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 but like I don't know if it works that way.
CIG to never pre-announce if a patch will or will not wipe. They cited that it's a total buzzkill, and as soon as they hear that there's a wipe or sabers rattling that there might be a wipe, they basically lose all interest in the grind, and they know that CIG needs the testing population to get testing data. They went on to say that it wasn't a bitch session, and they are asking because they want to debate. So let's debate. CIG tells us there's a wipe. Some people lose interest. CIG keeps the wipe a secret. People get reset to 0 with no warning. I appreciate what the OP is trying to say, but we already have zero transparency about when the game is being built and releasing. So I don't think that CIG going even darker into stealth mode is what we need right now. J3PT came up with a great observation, and that is that the team will only wipe when they need to. It's evident that the team knows it's a buzzkill for the community, but sometimes it's unavoidable. And lately, we've had this scenario where back-to-back...
Listen, the team's only going to wipe when we want to wipe. Listen, that team, we're only going to wipe. Wow, I didn't know that. I had no idea about that.
Patches change so much and bug so much out that it's unavoidable. What are your thoughts? Are you one of those who simply stop as soon as a wipe is announced? Do you keep playing to the last day before a new patch drops? Should CIG make this a secret? Or
he needs it.
I'm in a fountain.
Somebody's appreciating. Stunner is appreciating. Thank you, Stunner. Thank you, Stunner. Stunner recognizes. Stunner understands.
Or is it good to announce as soon as they know? Comment where the comments go in the comments. Next. There's no point to this, but I thought it was funny. Skedo posted the road to 4.0 with a funny GIF. Something about it just made me laugh for 30 seconds, so here it is for you. I like to share. Next.
That's funny.
Pelagic Ziegel posted that they have been critical of CIG lately in the comments about 3.18 release. They were frustrated, but credit where credit is due when they tested the Reclaimer mission, and it...
Starlet says, in my eyes, were they really in tune with the overall player base, they would not have moved so many resources off the PU and onto Squadron 42 and delayed so many features now being developed in Squadron 42 for future migration to the PU. It's like putting the cart before the horse. I get it. I get your argument. I think that Chris comes from an old school mentality on game marketing, and he's thinking he wants to put Squadron 42 out the door first. There's 42 viewers here right now. Coincidence? I think not. And I think he put the focus on Squadron 42 because he believes it would be a nice little cash cow. He wants to bring in additional cash to continue to develop the PU side of things. And what he's doing is he's thinking like, hey, if I'm bringing in a big boatload of additional revenue in through this title, will it, like, he needs data. He needs to see if it's going to equal the amount of ship sales. What are we at? Over 500 million right now in revenue on ship sales? Actually, more like 420 million, and then the 80 million in subscription money, I believe. I might have those numbers a little inaccurate, sorry, but something along those lines. So he needs something like a litmus test. He needs to see, like, what is Squadron 42 going to bring in? You know, again, my opinion here, and my opinion, Starlet, but I think he wants to put the focus there because he wants to bring the first installment in and see how much of a cash cow or not it is or isn't. If it is a cash cow, good for them. They take that money, they continue to push it into the development of the PU. Perhaps they take a portion of that, Starlet, slide it over to the second episode of Squadron 42. That's probably what they'll do. They'll divvy the pie up. But what he's trying to do is he's focusing on Squadron 42 because he wants that big chunk in. He wants to see, what is this going to make me? And I think that's the logic, you know? Like, I think that's, and again, my opinion, Starlet, but, you know, yeah.
Actually worked exactly as expected without any issues.
Yeah.
They simply said, well
Right,
done,
Aether.
and they are revitalized. Others commented
Again,
that they had some similar
just
experiences.
opinion,
I
but
highlighted this
I gotta
because it's
speak.
important to point out that as much shit as
have to
CIG
speak, I have to
takes,
sing.
we all know that they are in fact working hard, and are aware of the issues. It's their game. They see it all the time. They probably know exactly what's going on, right? It must be highly stressful to work there with everyone being so visible all the time. So I'd like to say, CIG developers, thank you for your work. You, Mr. Chris Roberts, though, it's IAE soon. You have big shoes. Your big funding push. You
Yeah.
should probably get some form of chairman's letter ready. Can you
Yep.
please be a little bit more specific when speaking about comments having to do with release milestones? Because despite that backfiring in the past, it's actually still what we need. Some kind of frame of reference to where...
And you know what? Here's the thing with Chris, man. He's been assaulted left and right and up and down and all over the place. In fact, we could call him Chris Roberts 360, you know. CR 360. It's his news channel. He's competing with me. No, here's the thing. I understand why he's not in the limelight anymore. This dude's like, fuck this, man. Like, I am not getting up there. So he's not there as much anymore. And you know what? Frankly, I think they need to. I think the old guard this year needs to step up to the plate. I think they need to get in front of the camera. I think the focus needs to be on them. I think they should start doing some version of pillar talk again. I need to see these guys again. Like this happens. Even to us old vets who've been around for a long time. You need to bring the old guard in. You need to hear them talk. I learned so much for those. Like, a lot of people didn't think much of pillar talk, right? And I understand why. But I got a lot from it because I could look at their faces. I could see the way that they were acting with one another. I could see the gestures. I read a lot of body language, you know, like I was in sales for a very long time. And when I can see people, I know right off the bat, I'm like, okay, this dude is coming correct and he's telling me the truth. Or this guy, right? A lot of times it's good for everyone to know. What I see from Chris is he wants this to be a reality. He's going to see it through. I see that in him. I see his passion in him. He gets sidetracked a lot of the times. I think that's how his mind works. He's very creative. He's really artistic. I think it's easy for people like that to lose focus at times. So I think in the managerial forum, Chris kind of lacks a little bit. But, like, God bless him for being a dreamer and trying. Like, I will never shoot down somebody who's dreaming and who's trying. And you got to give them some credit. Look how far they've come. I mean, really. Posting profit, being this strong in a bear market, like Cloud Imperium right now, like they're still like hiring, they're still creating, they're still building in one of the worst markets ever. That's a really healthy sign. That's a super healthy sign. I want to see that. I want to see that from a company because they'll come out on the other end even stronger and they'll continue to shoot and rocket forward if that's the mindset. And I see it there. I see the passion. I see it serious. However, they have got to continually make this connection with us and focus on what it is that we truly want to see. They have to listen to us. And right now, again, I think focus needs to be, we saw the pirate gameplay develop, and for years I was begging for it to be somewhat legitimate gameplay. Finally, it is in its base form. I have been fighting for that for years alongside Mongrel Squad and agents and the Mongrel Squad crew. We've all been fighting for that because we think that's an important element. The chaos, it's important. Space, it should be dangerous. It should be beautiful. It should be dangerous. Now, I want the focus to be focused on PvEers. I want them to have a better experience than just the fetch quest missions. I want the economy to start to thrive, and I want Tony and Chris to have a talk on where we're at and where we're going, and I want to see development push towards that type of gameplay. It's super important. It feeds into the crafting. What are we going to get? The detailed crafting. Trip and I were talking about this in DM, in Discord and a DM this morning. In fact, we were talking about manufacturing and how detailed we wanted the crafting, how it will feed into economic gameplay, how it'll feed into science gameplay. These are the areas I think they need to start focusing on. It's important. It's vital because they're hitting that wall of server meshing right now. They're at the wall right now. And it's getting messy. It's going to get messier. So everybody just take a deep breath with me. Oh, hold on. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, that little bit at the end. That was a sound effect, I swear. Listen. In with the good air, out with the bad air. Okay? All right. I have nothing here, Mad Style. But with all the generous donations tonight, I'm happy to announce I will be able to buy a 24-pack of Sherman. Thank you very much, everybody, for doing that. It's a bit wet. That fart was AI. Listen, I'm working on it, Nate. You'll be happy to know that sometime this year, I don't know when, I will be releasing the DG Sings album. We just had a DG Sings song tonight. That was the Star Citizen commercial song. It's going to be hitting for you guys who are members and patrons. Like, listen to me. That's a shameless plug for the channel, and I'm shilling myself right now. God damn it.
Where we are on the road. I'm going to close out by pointing that the old deadlines blew up only because nobody decided to check the math to see if what was being pitched was even possible. People see it as a lie because it was never attainable. So I would love to know what's on your mind in the form of a letter from the chair. They have great value, and it's so much better than the usual monthly report. And that...
Astro, love you. Love you, bro. Thanks, dude. Astro comes in, subscribes. Appreciate you, man. Welcome to more serious business. I appreciate you, dude.
That's it. I'm done for this week. This is what Spectrum is worried about this week. Comment on this or anything. Thank you for your support. I would love you to post this wherever it makes sense so that others can share.
Missed you, bro.
Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.
All right, that was a good Noobifier video. I dig Noobifier. He's a member of our community. He's always very active in our Discord. He shows up on the morning streams. I love the dude. Really nice guy. And actually very fun. Like you wouldn't know from the videos because a lot of times he's like super like in your face, but like personally a really nice guy and super fun dude. So cool noob, as usual, just straight to the point. That's why I like his content. You know, there's a few people I go to when it comes to like news and opinion pieces. I like Board Gamer for the regular news content, right? I don't listen to the biases. Like sometimes I get a little crazy, but he's been at this for a very long time and it's consistent. I like Super Mac Brothers. He's a genuinely nice dude. And I like Noobifier. Those are my three kind of news Star Citizen outlets. If I want to learn more about ships, I like the Info Runners. I love Execute. Awesome, dude. I love opinion pieces by the Eradicator. These are some content creators I watch. I have a good time. If I missed anybody, apologies. But like I always love to shout out my friends, and they deserve the love. They deserve all of it.